Hey babes, welcome back to another episode of She's Lost Her Mind. I'm not folding laundry today. I fucking thought today was Labor Day. Don't ask me why. Well, I'll tell you why actually. It's just the way that school started and some of the events in my area, how they landed. I don't know, I'm fucking lost, man. It's not Labor Day. That is the first week of September. My friend and I figured out Martin Luther King Day is in January and President's Day is in February. In case you're wondering, we were very lost on those holidays as well, and we had to look those up because we just weren't sure. After I thought today was Labor Day, we started questioning everything. So, anyway, nice little holiday lesson for you guys. So today we're going to talk about the USA women's gymnastics Olympics drama. Yeah. Because there was like a lot of it. So first and foremost, I say moral of the story too much. I really realized that in the last episode, and I also left some of my retakes in there. It was rough editing my first episode back during Mercury retrograde. What do you know? So we're back. Hopefully this episode goes a little smoother. Last one was pretty rocky. Maybe it didn't sound rocky to you guys, but it did to me. Okay. So before they won gold, Michaela Skinner, who was on the 2020 Olympics team in Tokyo, or 2021, I guess, since the Olympics got moved, she competed for USA then, but only because Simone dropped out with her mental health issues and said, I can't be doing this. So that is the only reason why Michaela Skinner had the opportunity to even win a silver medal. So I'm just going to throw that out there before we even get into the bullshit of it. She goes on her YouTube channel and is just spewing a bunch of hate to everyone on the team except for Simone. That she said that they just are lazy. There's like, well, I don't know if she straight out said they're lazy, but she did say like there's just like a lack of talent and a lack of training, a lack of drive that they've had before. And she was just talking a lot of smack. And then when they won gold, Simone Biles posted the photos on Instagram. What'd she say exactly? Let's look at this shit. Simone Biles posts on Instagram, lack of talent, lazy Olympic champions. And it's them winning the gold. Michaela Skinner is now getting so much hate because of the trash she talked. But here's the thing. You're an Olympic athlete, babe. And I'm going to talk about why I think it's important that we start paying attention to Olympic athletes and just their training in general. Because, goddamn, dude, every time I watch the Olympics, I'm like, I feel like we're watching the wrong sports. The other sports are just like so much more interesting. I'm not saying I don't love basketball and football. I do also like baseball, but excuse me, there's like so many cool sports out there that we're not watching, and our Olympic athletes are broke because of it. And then we send them to this huge competition where the athletes that we send, we don't even watch those sports. Most of us just watch football or whatever. It's insane to me. And I'm done with that. So I'm going to start following women's gymnastics and other sports because I guess I can't be complaining and know that women athletes get paid less because we're not paying attention to their sports. So their sports are generating less money. And the men are going to start paying attention to their sports. We have to do it because that's our gender. Why are we not supporting them? the men are not coming. They're not coming to watch. They're not going to give them their attention. We as women need to give other women, I mean, I'm not an athlete. We need to give other women who are athletes our attention. So, anyways, Michaela Skinner does have a problematic past of doing this. There's a story out there where she shared a tweet, I believe, where either that or she edited that photo. I can't remember. But there was a picture shared on her Twitter where she put her face on Gabby Douglas, who is another Black gymnast. She put her face on her body and put monkey emojis as the caption. So problematic behavior for Michaela is not new. So she puts this on the caption, and then she goes and talks shit about our current Olympic team who ended up winning gold. And honestly, I know, like, she's saying that she's getting death threats and stuff. That's extreme. Nobody should be getting death threats on the internet. But now she's crying on the internet. Also released another YouTube video crying to Simone to ask her if she can tell them to let up because she's getting this crazy amount of hate. Sorry, girl. What do you want from Simone? You're the one who said those things. You need to take responsibility. End of story. The reason why I say you're an Olympic athlete is, why would you talk about other athletes like that? That's insane. You know what it's like to compete at such a stressful competition at such a high level, and you still went and talked shit like that. Not only that, she did some Gold Over America tour with Simone and Jordan Chiles. So you're sitting here and telling me that, and I think Jade Carey may have also been on that tour. I can't remember, but I almost said moral of the story. We're not doing that. She was cool with saying that about her fellow teammates because Suni Lee, Jade Carey, and Jordan Chiles were all in the Olympics in 2020. Fuck off, bitch. Are you being so goddamn for real? You are going to say that about your past teammates and then say the only one who works hard is Simone. That's wild behavior, girlfriend. And then you're going to go on the internet and cry and say, Simone, fix this, please. No, I would not. Why do you think she should defend you? That's really crazy. I don't think that the death threats should be happening, but you shouldn't be looking at Simone to save you on that one. Sorry, girlfriends. Not a thing. Then we have the drama that just keeps on giving, and that is Jordan Chiles receiving the bronze medal for floor. That bronze medal's hers, FYI, and that's where I stand on it. So here's what happens. She competes and scores a 13.666. The coaches say, actually, her difficulty score should be higher than that. So they put an inquiry in. That inquiry gets approved. And then she received the bronze medal, and Romania got bumped down to 4th, which is already problematic in its own because there was another gymnast that scored this that was tied at 3rd, I think, for Romania. There's a lot of controversy there. And you know what? To be honest with you, the Romanians in the comment section of any video I've seen about this are unbearable. Like, good job, Olympics. You honestly just created a rivalry between Romanians and Americans. I don't like that Romanians are calling Jordan the N-word in her DMs or in her comment sections. You guys can fuck right off with all that racism. That's wild. That shit does not play in America, and we don't fuck around with that. Americans will dox you. Like, I'm telling you right now, watch the fuck out. Just like the they call them roadmen in England. The pickpocketers in France got fucked up by the Americans. Americans don't come to play, dude. We have guns in this country, and people are out of control in this country. And we will act accordingly. Don't fuck with the Americans. We are unhinged. We know that our government they're not for us. They just drain our money out of us. It does a lot up here. It makes us a little unhinged, and we will go off if we have to. Just go on TikTok and look at any pages that do like, good. They do like social justice work. I'm telling you right now, they're going to know where you work. They're going to know all of that shit, and they're going to dox you. It has caused a lot of tension between Romania and America, and that's on the Olympics. Point blank, period. And that's on period, to quote our girl Jordan. So, okay. Put the inquiry in. Got approved. Jordan went from 5th to 3rd. Because then her score got bumped up 1/10 of a point. So she was at 13.766. Enough to put her in 3rd at the bronze. The other 2 Romanian gymnasts scored a 13.00. It gets tricky because 5 days later, Romania puts in their own inquiry saying America put in their inquiry 4 seconds too late. The judges in the Olympic Committee, I don't think it was the Olympic Committee. I think this still had to do with just the gymnastics. They said, you're right, we're going to put all scores back to the original scores. And then the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, had to figure out what to do with the medals because the judges have nothing to do with the medals. That's the Olympics. The Olympics said, fuck you, Jordan Chiles, we're stripping you of that medal, and that's what it is. USA Gymnastics came out with a video saying we have time-stamped video evidence saying that we put in an inquiry at 47 seconds and then again at 55 seconds, I believe. Both of those are under the minute time frame that they had to do so. But let's talk about the disadvantages that we had for Team USA. Jordan performed last, or competed last. Her time to put in an inquiry was 3 minutes less than everybody else's because she had that last spot. So she's already given a disadvantage of only given a minute to dispute any scores that she got. You can only dispute, not any scores, you can only dispute the difficulty score. The technicality, the way that you perform each trick, that stays. Those scores are as is. You cannot dispute those. So she only had a minute to dispute her score, whereas all of the other girls who competed on floor had 4 minutes. So she already has less time than everybody else. Then they get it in time, but the IOC says, we don't care. We already made our decision. America not having it. And the coaches were like, I advocated for my gymnast. And honestly, each country's coaches are doing the right thing by advocating for their athletes. But I think where this differs from the mindset of Romanians and versus the mindset of Americans. Americans are like, me included, to be honest. Why do you want that medal? You didn't score high enough for it. Like, you didn't even score high enough to receive it. So you saying like Anna Barbosu, or is that how you say her last name? I think. Anyway, she came out and said, I hope there's one day where we can all three win the gold medal. She's talking, or all three be up there for a medal. That's my dream one day. And she's talking about her fellow Romanian gymnast who just got snubbed as well because she got the same score as Anna and Jordan Chiles. And the thing that chaps my ass is that me personally, that is not how I would want to win a medal. I would just say, fuck it. I don't want to win the medal then. Like, I don't accept it. And that's what I'm seeing from most Americans. Romanians, on the other hand, are like, fuck you guys. That's our medal. She won it fair and square. No, she didn't. You guys got an inquiry in 5 days later, which somebody brought up. There was the Olympics in Athens. I can't remember what year it was, but we had a very similar situation to this where the gold medalist was, I believe, the American for the all-around men's gymnastics. The American won the gold medal. I don't remember what country it was, but they tried to dispute this gold medal win days or weeks later. I can't even remember. And guess what the Olympics and the IOC said? They said, too bad. The scores are as is. You only had so long to put in your inquiries. And so we're going to keep everybody at the medals. Like, we're going to keep everybody's scores the way they are. So the silver medalist stayed the silver medalist, even though he should have gotten gold and the U.S. should have gotten silver. But they waited so long to dispute that the Olympics said, what the fuck? Too long. Not doing this. Scores are as is. You guys should have said this when we were all in Athens. So the fact that Romania now is doing this, or is able to do this 5 days later, that's insane. What happens? Because we're not bringing the same energy, guys. What? So now we're finding out that one of the judges that was reviewing these inquiries, one of them used to represent Romania. Now they're saying there's no bias there and blah, 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 blah. I don't buy that, because why else is America getting stripped from their medals? I don't like that, because now now Jordan gets to keep her medal, but she is not going down in any history books for winning that medal. Like, it doesn't count for her. They're just like, well, you can just keep your medal at the very least, I guess. I guess we'll let you, because we were going to make you ship it back. But how about that? Just so everybody's happy. Nobody's happy. America is taking that to the Swiss Court of Arbitration. That's the only court that can tell the Olympics, like, you guys fucked up. There are more things coming to light that I think that America does have a case. I think that the Swiss court may possibly accept it. We're now finding out that they informed the wrong people to even tell them that there was going to be like a court date over this, or a hearing, or whatever the IOC does for this. And not only that, they only had 8 hours to gather this evidence. And everybody was like, I believe in France, getting this shit done. And America had already packed up and went home at this point. So we find out that they only had 8 hours. And that was between the hours of midnight and 8 a.m. to gather evidence. And that is why America was so late turning in this time-stamped video that they had. So we already didn't have as much time to even file the inquiry that said, hey, excuse you, our girl's routine it deserves a higher difficulty score than that. And then 2, we only had a minute to do that, whereas everybody else got 4 minutes to place an inquiry. Then on top of that, now we only have 8 hours that are in the middle of the night to submit an inquiry or to submit evidence to back up our girl being able to keep her bronze medal that she won fair and square. You guys already accepted all the inquiries. There's the historical moment that will never be unseen. I can never unsee the all-black women's podium and Jordan and Simone bowing to the Brazil gold medalist. I'll never unsee that. That is such an iconic moment. And guess whose idea that was? Guess whose idea that was to have such beautiful sportsmanship in that moment? Jordan Chiles. Get the fuck out of here, dude. She deserves that medal. She is the epitome of an amazing teammate. She's constantly cheering for her teammates. She was doing Suni's hair every morning. How are you gonna do her like that? Are you fucking kidding me? You're gonna dull that girl's sparkle because you guys fucked up? No, thank you. So Flavor Flav made her a big clock, big bronze clock. It's the only one like it out there. That's cool, but our girl deserves her medal. Give it back. So I hope that the Swiss courts say, yeah, it's a green light to keep it, and Jordan will go down in the history books as the bronze medalist. We'll see. Only time will tell, but Team USA is going to take it as far as they can to fight for our girl. So hopefully that has a good outcome because I'm telling you right now, I think that 2028 will be, like, if you paid attention to this, I think there's going to be a lot of hard feelings and a lot of competitiveness between the two countries come 2028. And the Olympics is going to be in LA. So that'll be exciting, I think. But I wanted to talk about how important watching these sports is because we have, like, the fastest woman in the world lives in the United States. Why aren't we watching her on TV? Simone Biles is the GOAT. Tom Brady is in total awe of Simone Biles. Like, she's the greatest athlete in the world. You can't convince me otherwise. That bitch can jump 12 feet in the air. 12 feet. She is 4'8" and can jump 12 feet in the air. That's a 7-foot clearance off the ground. So that's wild. My point is that we had Olympic athletes going on the internet and saying, I can't pay my rent. How am I supposed to worry about competing against the rest of the fucking world in the Olympics? Guess who had her covered? Flavor Flav. I'm not kidding. Flavor Flav was really doing the most out here supporting women's sports. And women, we have a lot of work to do. We cannot let, even as great as Flavor Flav is, that's embarrassing that he's doing more for women's sports than I am. I should be at least tuning in. So should you. Everybody should be watching these amazing women athletes. Where's the girlhood? Come on. We need to start tuning in. We need to start talking about it. So on this podcast, we're going to talk about women's sports off and on. I also think it's important for us to start paying attention to Olympic sports and our Olympians in general because we have no community around the world. And the Olympics is such a good time for us to get to see other countries compete and put some humanity behind hearing crazy news stories in our day-to-day lives. So the Olympics are so important. It's like a worldwide team building activity. And we should all be supporting, we should all be watching, because how are we going to ever come together and have any kind of humanity for each other if we're not even able to watch the Olympics? The only time that we're getting like real exposure to this shit, real exposure to other countries, real exposure to their athletes, real exposure just in general. It's honestly, I never feel patriotic. This election has kind of made me feel patriotic, and we're not going to get into that. Besides saying I'm Team Kamala. You can agree or disagree. I know I have a lot of Republican listeners because of where I live. But nothing makes me feel more patriotic than the Olympics. So we should be leaning into that a little bit more, because having our Olympians tweet, what is a tweet called now that it's X? Jesus Christ, I don't know. But that's embarrassing. We should not have our Olympians be tweeting on the internet that they can't pay their fucking rent. Are you joking me? We're sending them to compete on a world stage, and I want to say it's like 70% of them live below poverty. Why? Why are we letting our top athletes have to worry about living in poverty? Because we're supporting the wrong sports. It's not that we're supporting the wrong sports. It's that we're just supporting some sports a lot more than others. And that is the problem. And I think that I'd be down to watch more sports. I don't know how to get them all on my TV or whatever, but I don't know, man. I know Jordan Chiles says that she's going to go compete for I don't know what college the Beavers are, but that's where Jade Carey is going to compete for again. She's just returning to her college, but anytime she talks about it, all she says is Beavers, so I don't know what college that is. Suni Lee has not decided what she's doing yet. Hesley, that was on the team also, but didn't compete in any event. She is still in high school, so we don't know what she's doing yet. Simone said that she's going to retire, but she's doing the Gold Across America tour again. So we'll see. But we should be following these women more than just the Olympics, because, bro, they're carrying my patriotic spirit. So anyway, my thoughts are with Jordan. She's like such a positive light out there on the floor with her teammates. She's constantly dancing all the time. She's just a vibe. And honestly, that girl deserves the media attention. She deserves all of it. Let's make it happen, because that's our bronze medalist. And don't you fucking forget it. Anyway, see you guys later. Hopefully, I will post this next episode on time on Wednesday. We're not going to talk about the fact that it's Monday and I thought it was Labor Day. Love you guys. See you next week. Wednesday. See you Wednesday. Bye.